old meat and string yabby technique.
Yet they're going mad! Finally!
I'll make my string. I'll make the first one around about 3 metres long, I think. Look at that, I've got my meat pre-cut. Got a bit of lamb's fry at home. And I can just take it out and cut the little cubes as I need them. Then bring the cubes out and put the rest back in the freezer for the next time. Rightio, so I've got my meat. It's about 1 inch square, I suppose. It's not huge. Lamb's fry is a great meat for this because it's very, very lean. And what that means is that it sinks. It hasn't got any fat on it. Fatty meat isn't great for this sort of yabbying, the meat and string technique, unless you've got a sinker or something there as well to help the meat sink. Fatty meat, like parts of chops or just offcuts and stuff, when you're cutting fatty meat off around the bone, they certainly catch yabbies, that sort of meat, but it's not really great for this technique. Whereas the old lamb's fry, you put it in and it just sinks because it's got no fat on it. Alright, there's the first one. I've chosen this dam because I love the really milky, dirty, sandy colour. I find these really white coloured dams to be quite good for yabbies. I've never been yabbying in this dam before, so this is a bit of trial and error. There's only one way to find out whether it's any good. Rightio folks, I've got 3 lines in so far. The first one which you saw me put in, one up there in that corner, one down here in this corner, and I'm hoping to put 2 more in up the other end. But I've just noticed this line here has pulled quite tight, which is an indication to me that something is on the other end, and it does feel quite heavy. It doesn't feel very heavy, so maybe a little yabby or something on here. Now what I'm going to do is put my little dip net in the water, and as soon as I get the water in front of the net, I will scoop the meat. And I missed him, he kicked off at the last minute. Oh dear. He let go of the meat at the last minute. I felt him kick. So I know that I'm in the right spot. I'll put that back and I'll now start working on my next 2 lines. That's a good start folks. I've been here 5 minutes and I've already had 1 bite. What I'm hoping to achieve today is a feed of yabbies. I'm not greedy, I'm not selfish, I don't want hundreds of yabbies, but I wouldn't mind just a dozen or so larger yabbies. Now bearing in mind, some dams have big yabbies, some dams have little yabbies, and some dams have no yabbies. And I've never yabbied in this dam before, so it's a bit of trial and error. But I'm hoping to get a couple of larger ones that I can, 10 or a dozen would be nice, but even just half a dozen. Just hoping to get a few larger ones that I can take home and boil up in a pot of water. Magnificent. It's hard to beat a feed of fresh yabbies. That's ready to go. Let's check the first line. It can be hard to tell whether there's anything actually on the meat tonight. I don't think there is in this case, but yabbies being small, sometimes there can be and you don't realise. And there is on that one. Look at that. He's not really a big yabby, but I reckon he's big enough to eat. If I can get, a dozen or so that size, I'll be right. He's not very big, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep him just in case I don't get any bigger ones. And if I can get a few bigger ones, well, I'll put him back later on and upsize. Now you'll notice with this yabby, there's quite a white sandy colour. That is directly in correlation with the water. When you get them out of the clearer water with that dark black water with the gum trees around it, you get the black yabbies. Right. There's one. Hopefully I can upsize, but who knows, but this line here has gone very, very tight. Oh yes, there's a bit of weight on here. There could even be 2 yabbies on here. Either that, or one big one. Don't let go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Got him! Oh yes, here's a bigger one. Here's a bigger one, that's what I was hoping for. Still not a huge yabby, but he's not a bad size, and he'll eat well. There you go, mate. No eggs. I always check under the tail for eggs, and that one hasn't got any. He's got hold of his tail. A bite from a yabby that size would hurt. Even though he's not huge, it would still hurt. Now I've got a couple of yabbies. I'm wrapped. Not only is this line pulled tight, but it's actually moving. These weeds here that it's tied to are moving. So there's something pulling on it. Certainly feels like there's a yabby on here. I'll lift it up over the net. Here we go. You let go at the last minute, I think. I think I was bringing it in a little bit too fast, maybe. I might have to slow down my retrieve speed. Look at this line has been pulled very, very tight. That is tighter than a duck's ass. Not much weight on here though, so either something's pulled it out and let go. I think there might be something small on here. It's going to go a bit slower this time because he done me last time. I was a bit impatient. Comes to me. Got him. There you go, folks. There's yabby number 3. Not huge. Not huge, but I'm going to keep him and hope that I can upsize him. If not, well, I'll let him as he is. If you've ever got a yabby that won't let go of anything, whether it's your hand, your net, or anything in particular, the best thing to do is hold it above water, then it's let go of it. And eventually, even if you have to dip it in the water, there he goes. This one here is very, very tight. This is a good sign. This is a good sign. Oh yeah, there's something on here. The camera, oh, it just let go. Or did it? No, it didn't. It just darted around. It's moving. It swam towards me. He's still there. There's no doubt about it. I hope the camera's not hating this light too much. 2. There we go, folks. I have got the daily double that time. They're all a similar size. Around about that size. Nothing enormous. But okay. I'll tell you what they are. If there's one thing I can tell you about yabbies this size, they're very, very good bait for Murray cod. That is a great size bait yabby for a Murray cod. In fact, I don't think that there's a yabby big enough in the world that would be too big for a Murray cod. But that's a good all-round size. You might even get a yellow belly on that, although he is starting to nudge the big size a little bit for yellow belly. And there's my phone. Oh yes, this line is very tight. It's pulling tight, loose. I think something's moving with this. This is actually quite heavy. We could have the daily double again, or it could even be a larger yabby. I've got one reasonably large yabby. He's going for a swim. I'm just giving him a bit of slack and letting him swim. He's still on there. Here we go, here we go, get excited, get excited! Oh, that's the daily double. It is the daily double, hey? I've just come back from checking line number 5 and I was going to sit down. I've just got back to base camp, which is where I've got my knife and my line and stuff. And I noticed this line here is actually pulling tight. Right now, looking, I don't know whether this camera's picking it up, but look at it. Something has just grabbed that. This is the longest line out of all of them, and it's also had a pretty poor success rate. I keep losing them. I reckon there's a they're related. There's something to learn there. Not gonna lose this one though. And there we have it. Another yabby in the net. Another yabby in the net. Now I don't even have to put my hand in there. I can just see in there. I can turn the net inside out, dangle him over the water, and there he goes. Now there's a few in there. See that? Ah, you bastard! I actually hurt at that size. That bloody yabby hurt. Now look at this. It's going to run through the gear I'm using. You don't have to outlay much money to go and catch yabbies like this, and you can do it quite easily on your push bike. This is a Wiltshire Stay Sharp knife. You see that? I bought that from Coles for $10 or $15 or something a couple of weeks ago. It's very sharp, always cuts through my bait, no worries at all. And that's my dedicated yabbying knife. Although I do use it for other purposes because it's quite a good knife. $10 or $15, that's a once-off purchase. And you don't even have to have that, you can have any knife, but that's what I use. I've got some Jarvis Walker 10-pound line, 1,100 metres. That's over 1 kilometre of line, and it's cheap line from Kmart. You're not going to be reeling in marlin with it. You're just catching yabbies. You don't need to spend money on really expensive top quality line. Just grab some cheap line. This plastic container was once upon a time filled with honey chicken from the Will Street Fish and Chip Shop. No, it wasn't. It was filled with seafood salad from Coles. And I've got a $5 bucket from Bunnings, and here you'll see just a simple and effective butterfly net, $5 from Kmart. So you can grab a bucket out of your shed or out of your pop's shed, a cheap spool of line, you probably might already have a fishing knife, a $5 net from Kmart, and you're ready to go. For $5 to $10 you can have it covered, and you can go and catch stacks of yabbies all day long and have hours of enjoyment with very little money, very little expense. Something nibbling on my line here at home base. It's just gotten really tight really fast. Now it's gone loose. It was moving around a bit and I wasn't sure whether or not it was the wind or whether it was a yabby. But then it went really slack and then it went really tight. There's certainly something on here because I can feel the weight is swimming around. When they swim around like this, sometimes it's good just to let them swim a little bit. Just to stop pulling them forward and let them have a bit of a dance around, because that means they're trying to swim away with the meat and they may let go. This one hasn't, and I've got him. Oh, look at that, I've got the double header again. Another double header. You'll be okay. Righty-o, your double headers. 2 more in the bucket. Reel it in. And I'm going to scoop it. Ooh, scoop it up. And I have got 2 black beetles, you see that? That is Paul McCartney and John Lennon. 2 beetles direct from Liverpool. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Spread your wings and try and learn to fly. Gotcha! For some reason this line is catching more yabbies than the other 4 lines put together. I wonder if it's because this one's so much longer. There could be something there to be learned, I reckon. Got him. Here's a nicer one. He's a little bit bigger than a lot of them. Holding on to this meat. Got him. Go actually. Oh no, he's still there I think. I think he's still there. No, he's gone. No, he's still there. Gee, he was moving, then he wasn't moving, and he was moving, then he wasn't moving. Oh, here's a nicer one. That'll do. Still not big, but big enough. Come on, come on. Oh, he just kicked off at the last minute. He just kicked off at the last minute. But instead, I got the booby prize. I got a minnow. mosquito fish we used to call them when I was a kid. Rightio folks, I want to get a bit of a snapshot of what I've got. So what I'm going to do is pour them all into my net. I'll fill the bucket back up with water. Now, there's a bigger one. I like what I've got there. There's about 15 or 20 yabbies, I suppose. Nothing huge, but there's quite a few in there, and that's good. Rightio folks, I've probably got 15 or 20 yabbies in there, okay-ish yabbies. They're not huge, but they're okay. I've got to be on call at work at 5 PM, so I need to head off now. But in all honesty, I've got enough anyway. I've got enough for what I wanted, which is just a feed of fresh yabbies pretty much. I don't want to just pig right out. So I've got enough for my needs. So when I go around and check these lines next, as I check them, I will pull the meat off and I'll throw the meat in the dam. Because obviously there's plenty of yabbies in there to feed on that meat, and that might just help them grow a bit more. And I'll either put the line in my pockets, or I'll put it in that yellow bucket and take it home with me and put it in the bin. Because whether you're on private property, public land, it doesn't matter. You should never ever leave your rubbish. I've got a saying that I like, that is, take only photos and leave only footprints. Although today it can be, take only yabbies and photos and leave only footprints. But in other words, don't leave your rubbish around, because if you do, one day you'll come back and there'll be a big sign on the gate that says no access, no entry, keep out. Because farmers don't like seeing their cows with fishing line wrapped around their feet. So I'll give these lines 5 minutes, and then as I said, as I pull them out, I'll break the meat off, and then I'll put the line in my pocket. This line's gone really tight for its last hurrah. It's quite heavy too. I'm really hoping that this is a bigger one. Might be a daily double. Might just be a heavy bit of meat. Who knows, I could even get the trifecta with this one. You just never know. Gonna get something. Here we go. Just one. He's actually quite a bit bigger. He's good. One of the biggest ones I've caught today on the second last line that I checked. Beautiful. I'll put that line back in the water out of habit then, but I've got to pull it out, don't I? Now, fatten up. Audio. Got the very last check of the day, the very last line to pull in. There is something on it. And I've got him. Thank you very much. I'm having yabbies for tea. For dessert. No, for an entree. I think crustaceans make a good entree. Hey, what, if I kept any more than that, well, that'd be just plain shellfish, wouldn't it?